Is America actually as bad as the media makes out? I think it helps to realize that the United States is as large as Europe and has nearly half as many people. You can only generalize about the United States to about the same extent as you can generalize about Europe. You can say some things, but Europe is a lot of different places, and so is the United States. Like others have said, it's a big place. I can't even believe Los Angeles, San Francisco, Wairika, Blythe, Grass Valley, Dinuba, Bishop, and Brawley are all in my home state of California. In your favor, if you speak with British accent, everybody will think you're more educated, cultured, and sexy than you probably are. If you have enough money to support your lifestyle and decent health insurance, it's fine. If you don't, not so much. This is just off the top of my head, but I feel like America is kinda like a really nice restaurant with a bad manager. The food is good. You enjoy going, but when those kitchen doors swing open, you hear the staff all yelling at each other. As someone who grew up working in that restaurant, I'm used to the issues and can tune them out. Because I enjoy and believe in the quality of the food that restaurant puts out. Except for the carrots. Stay away from them. But if someone from another restaurant asked if I'd recommend working here, I'd probably have to say no. It's actually pretty good most of the time. It's a large country with a ton of different areas. Some areas are the safest place you've ever seen. Others not so much. Yes, we have a lot of problems. But it isn't a dumpster fire everywhere. While I can't speak for others, I can speak for myself. I have lived in a number of foreign countries. Hold triple citizenship. Netherlands, Austria and USA. And have visited some 70 foreign countries. As a naturalized citizen of the US, this is my preferred country of residence. There are many countries, I find, that do individual things better than America, but none has yet offered me a more preferential lifestyle, overall, than the USA. The news only reports on dumpsters on fire. It does not report on dumpsters not on fire. It is selection bias. The things reported as bad are as bad as they say. But 99.9% of things are fine and not getting reported. My opinion is no. It's not nearly as bad as people perceive, and I'm happy to live here. Many people will disagree. That's okay. I'm not American. But the news stations over there aren't required by law to be politically neutral like in the UK. Are supposed to be. In other countries in Europe, that means when the Dems are in, right-wing news will say what a dumpster fire the country is. And vice versa for the reps. Some of it is true. Lots of it is to mobilize voters. That's my tuppence. Honestly, America has pockets that are rough, but the vast majority of it is good. It's like if I walked into one of the ghetto apartment towers in London and pumped out video after video of the crazy shenanigans going on there. Eventually, people are going to think you're going to get murdered if you set foot in London. You don't see too much from Iowa. Go there. Haha. If you have wealth, it's great. If not, it's pretty bad. It literally depends on your income. Less than 35 kelvins a year and single? Doable. With student loans? Dumpster fire. Less than 75 kelvins with 3 or more children? Also a dumpster fire. God forbid you're sick on top of that. And that's in a state with the lowest cost of living. You basically need 2 incomes to live comfortably. God forbid one of you get pregnant too. It's a fair question. The answer is not at all. Remember that America is about the same size as all of Europe. With half as many people. We're probably as diverse as Europe too. The media only reports the bad things. Tragedies make for good TV. Our politics are gross, but I doubt any country is like, yeah, our politicians are great. So honest. From your responses, you fall into the trap of seeing a place from one area. You can't just see NYC and judge all of NY State. Same with LA and California. You'd be shocked at how conservative the middle of CA is. LMAO. TL. Doctor. It's a big diverse place that has its problems and that most people love to be in. 50 million immigrants can't be wrong. There are areas that are a dumpster fires and other areas like 4 blocks away that are obscenely wealthy and manicured. It's a big country with extreme inequality. The US is a very large place. Inside it, it is very different from region to region. Inside each region it's different from state to state. Inside the state it's different from city to city. Within each city it's very different from neighborhood to neighborhood. If you compare the streets in Baltimore where homeless drug addicts hang out versus the Hamptons versus Beverly Hills, of course everything will look vastly different. Look here to vaguely compare it with Europe. If you really want to move, then learn about the regions of the US first. Link. Which region fits your personality? Then see how much you can afford. Estimate how much money you could make where you are and run a comparison. Link. Make a short list of candidate cities. Then go start asking questions in the subreddits for the cities in your shortlist. Yes and no. For a lot of people, me included, it is a pretty great place. I have a decent home, a few cars, and 4 health kids. I went to Disney World this year. We are just working without a net. If I get fired and can't find a job in a few months, it will come tumbling down. I will be in debt up to my eyeballs in student loans for my kids. In any case, there was a school shooting a few towns away from me last year. A friend of a friend lost a kid in that one. But that is what we need to expect, I guess. In the US, personal tragedy is just a roll of the dice away. Whether it is medical debt, shootings, police violence, drug addiction, etc., all you can do push the odds in your favor. And hope you aren't born poor. I'ma be honest. The responses you get here will be heavily skewed due to the demographics of this site. I'm black, 22 and in college. Technically, but I'm saving up money semester by semester. I grew up in a poor part of Atlanta. My dad passed while I was young and I was adopted by family who were physically and mentally abusive at times. This isn't ever really addressed in the black community BTW. I grew up in a school system that lost its accreditation while I was in elementary school, so we lost a lot of good teachers and staff. Our schools had frequent fights and lockdowns due to violence. The neighborhood was relatively safe, but occasionally you'd have home or car break-ins. My parents didn't have health insurance, so I went through childhood only seeing a doctor every few years. I was mostly alone at home since both my parents worked 12-hour jobs and I barely had friends growing up and couldn't walk anywhere due to the unwalkable nature of our city. I likely have an undiagnosed mental issue. I'm thinking ADHD. But I don't have any family support or money to even get anything checked out, and if I did start working full-time I'd have money but no time to get diagnosed. I've never been outside the South and would probably have a better quality of life in a more expensive state. But getting the money to move would take months of saving. What I'm getting at is, those who were born middle class with supportive parents in good school systems will view the country significantly different than those who didn't have those things, and you'll get extremely reductive takes from these people on Reddit. They likely have never been to the truly depressing parts of the country where people barely get by, and don't even leave their small town or state due to their economic situation. Things aren't all rainbows over here, and if you're succeeding, it's likely on the back of people who are struggling. Well, sorta. We are running this loop on an experiment that we let people with too much money tell us where we are going to send our children to go fight people they have some interest in destroying. We are sold on ideas of evildoers and monotheistic lip service. We love to provide full-life apectrum murder devices. We cry about abortion and laugh at mass shootings. But we are also the opposite. So little yes and no. To keep it simple, the United States is so bad that migrants are flooding in across our southern border.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.